Wagashi dosha, wagashi dosha, say Muhammad. Hikari minamoto, say Muhammad. Say Narunamae, say Muhammad. Aira Shikata.
The arrival of a prominent religious leader brought attention from the press, and the same day, one of the largest newspapers in Japan, the Asahi Shimbun, interviewed Hazrat Khalifatul Masih. In the interview, Hazur spoke of the international Ahmadiyya Muslim community, his duties as the leader of tens of millions of followers, and the establishment of the Ahmadiyya city in Pakistan called Rabwa.
ラブワという町はこう例えばその何もなかったところにアハマディアの人たちが作り上げた町なんです。
In the evening, Hazur visited the newly purchased Ahmadiyya center in Nagoya and led the Maghrib and Isha prayers. There are plans to convert the building to a mosque in the future, which will have the capacity for up to 800 worshippers. Upon completion, it will inshallah be Japan's largest mosque. Hazur inspected various areas and infrastructures of the building and gave guidance to the Executive Council members. A small dinner was held afterwards, which was also attended by Hazrat Khalifatul Masih. The next day, a reception was held in Hazur's honor in Nagoya, which was attended by over 150 influential dignitaries and guests, which included many members of parliament, faith leaders, lawyers, professors, and city mayors. A few of the guests spoke at the event.
At the
time of the tsunami, you helped us a lot, and so firstly, I would like to thank you all. It had been 5 days since the tsunami on the 16th of March, when the president of the Japanese branch of the Ahmadiyya community, Mr. Anis Ahmed Nadim and Ayaz Najbullah, came to a shelter in an elementary school. After the disaster, within 14 minutes until 3 o'clock in the afternoon, these people, the Ahmadiyya community in Japan, took the immediate initiative to help in order to help these affected areas. These volunteers had indeed demonstrated their commitment through their actions. Each day we would observe and think to ourselves how committed and devoted these volunteers actually were. Their manner was not forceful or overbearing. Instead, they dealt with us in a friendly manner with much love. The manner in which they conducted themselves, we could tell, was anything but ordinary.
In 1951, when the Treaty of San Francisco was signed, Sir Zafrullah Khan Sahib delivered a speech. At the time, he was the Foreign Minister of Pakistan, a very devout member of the Ahmadiyya community. He said, "We must establish peace in Japan with equality and justice, not with hatred and vengeance." In this manner, he safeguarded the Japanese stance. We must always keep in mind the spirit of Mr. Khan's speech. As far as the wider international relations are concerned, a part of which is refugee recognition, there is a need to honestly act upon this speech. You just heard the report of the beautiful services rendered by Humanity First following the first tsunami. As a Japanese, I wish to express my heartfelt gratitude and thankfulness.
The need of the time is for us to step forward with a spirit of reconciliation, because if we do not become true ambassadors of peace, a great calamity could easily befall the world. Today, even a number of smaller nations have come to possess nuclear weapons, and it is quite possible that they could eventually end up in the hands of extremists who do not care or realize what devastation can be caused by such weapons. As I said, I am trying to make the world aware of the grave risks that exist, and so I request all of you to also try your utmost to promote peace in the world. We should make all parties aware that rather than treading a path of cruelty and severity, and rather than looking at each other through a lens of hatred, we should all look at one another through a lens of love and peace.
Same evening, a major Q&A session was held with Hazrat Khalifatul Masih in Tokyo, attended by ministers, members of parliament, corporate leaders, and members of press. This was a unique opportunity for the Japanese people to discover the real truth about Islam firsthand from Hazrat Khalifatul Masih directly.
兄さん、後の方の質問ですが、あなたがしてほしいことを他人にもしなさいという、道徳のような黄金律ですね。これはクルアンではどのように表現されているか、そういう教えがあるのかどうかということを。
इस्लाम का भी यही सुनहरी असूल है कि जो अपने लिए पसंद करते हो वो तुम उसमें, बल्कि मसीह मौद अलैहिस्सलाम ने इस हद तक लिखा है कि दूसरे का दर्द तुम उस तरह ही महसूस करो जिस तरह अपना दर्द महसूस करते हो, तभी तुम इंसानियत की सही खिदमत कर सकते हो। और इस्लाम के इसी असूल के तहत कि जो तुम अपने लिए पसंद करते हो दूसरे के लिए पसंद करो, हम तबलीग का काम करते हैं ताकि वो चीज़ जिसको हम सही समझते हैं और उस पर अमल करते हैं और समझते हैं कि इससे खुदा ताला का कुर्ब हासिल होता है, वो दूसरों को मिले। यही नसीहत है जिसके ज़ेर असर हमारी तबलीग भी है कि जो चीज़ हम अपने लिए पसंद करें वो दूसरे के लिए भी करें। और इन्हीं सब बातों का खुलासा है कि जो हमारा ये नारा है कि मोहब्बत सबके लिए और नफ़रत किसी से नहीं।
いやもう横でね話を聞いてましたけど、最高指導者がですねその表情を変えずにですね、もう次から次へさらさらともう縦板に水を流すごとくもう情報がザーッと出ていくわけですよね。さすがだなと思いましたね。その喋ることが止まることなくね、滑らかにさーっとその表情も変えず優しくね、やっぱりすごいなと思いましたね。またぜひこういう機会がまたあればぜひ参加していただきたいですね。そうですね。もう本当にね、人間のパワーというかオーラというか包容力というかね、それを本当に横でつくづく感じましたね。ぜひ世界平和のために頑張っていただきたいですね。はい。
Nakamise, the Sensoji Temple in the heart of Tokyo, and the surrounding traditional shops that have attracted shoppers for centuries. But as it turns out, the main attraction that day was not any ancient building, but the blessed personage of Hazrat Khalifatul Masih. People swarmed Hazur every few steps and shook his hand, many requesting to have a picture taken with Hazur. This was reflective of Hazur's entire tour of the Far East. Wherever he went, Hazur attracted the faithful and the rest of the world.
Konnichiwa.